There's so many things you can do with just one app in China, and I guess that's, to me, what's the most interesting, the fact that they want to have one app to rule them all.
With Apple adding payments into iMessage, that's out of the WeChat playbook.
In Shenzhen, China, a city many refer to as Silicon Valley East, cash is quickly becoming a thing of the past. People aren't pulling out the plastic much either. All over China, more and more consumers are going all mobile all the time. And they're not doing this using screen after screen of apps. They're mostly using just two mega apps from two Chinese companies that are also collecting almost unfathomable amounts of consumer data.
They know what you buy, they know where you're buying it, they know how much you're spending, and this in turn has allowed them to provide a lot of other services beyond just payments. The bottom line is, the Chinese in general are less concerned about data privacy than the consumers out in the West.
According to mobile payment leader Tencent, in China, 3/4 of fast food purchases are made using mobile. One company is reimagining the grocery store experience. Alibaba's Huma supermarket harnesses China's QR code scanning culture. Every product in the store is scannable, even the crabs. Find out where they came from, add them to your favorites. So later, from home, you can order them for delivery. What do you buy most often? The app knows, allowing it to serve you personalized recommendations. And it's all linked to Alipay.
The significance of Hema is the fact that mobile payments has given rise to a whole new set of business models or industries in China that would never have been possible in the West.
Huma, which has announced plans to open 2,000 more of these supermarkets, is also an example of how mobile payment platforms in China are creating ecosystems that are about much more than just the final transaction. In the early 2000s, Alibaba launched Alipay to facilitate user transactions on Taobao, the Chinese equivalent of eBay. Around the end of the decade, Taobao introduced its mobile wallet features. It let Alipay members transfer money to one another or split bills using QR codes. Good timing. That was right when the number of mobile users in China began to skyrocket.
One of the biggest reasons is the fact that smartphones in China are really cheap, and that's made the smartphone really affordable for the masses.
And many people began finding themselves in China's supercharged economy with more money in their bank accounts, and began linking those accounts to Alipay. Not many Chinese people had credit cards. One factor, Chinese authorities made it difficult for Visa and MasterCard to get a foothold there. In 2013, Tencent got in on the action, bringing mobile payments to its wildly popular WeChat app. In just 3 years, the newcomer has grabbed up 40% of China's mobile payment transactions. This was the year before Apple announced Apple Pay, which, in terms of users, is now way behind its Chinese rivals. 2016, Chinese consumers spent $9 trillion in mobile payments, dwarfing the $112 billion spent in the US.
With Apple adding payments into iMessage, that's out of the WeChat playbook.
I just think like in America, we're so much more like protective of our information and our data, and we're very scared of this idea of like an overarching system that knows everything that we've done, all the purchases we've made that day. So I think maybe that's part of why we're not rushing in to adopt all this new technology.
That's what gets me. Is that you're in China. The government can know everything about you.
The government already know everything about me. They just, yes. If I'm not committing a crime.
Western expats we met in China, like Duncan Turner, who leads a tech accelerator in Shenzhen, sees the Chinese mobile pay way spreading.
You know, I'm a Westerner living here, but I never have cash.
Never.
Never. No.
It's all part of the Chinese government's new social credit system, where people's daily behavior is monitored and rated. China's version factors in everything from jaywalking to smoking on trains to buying too many video games. If your score gets too low, you can be banned from buying plane tickets, renting a house, or getting a loan. Nearly 15 million people have already been prevented from traveling. The fear, of course, is that the government may use this social credit scoring system to punish people that it deems not sufficiently loyal to the Communist Party. And trying to clear your name or fight your score is nearly impossible because there is no real due process.
This afternoon, President Trump is promising a controversial immigration order that would change the Constitution.